Every year, the NADA Live Stage partners with TVB to bring you all our content and stories. Even with the show going virtual, TVB has remained a vital producing partner.
So let's invite TVB Executive VP and Chief Marketing Officer Steve Sturm to the virtual live stage to talk about how auto dealers can reach their audience, increase web traffic, and of course, drive sales.
Welcome to the virtual live stage, Steve Sturm of TVB. Hi, Steve. It's nice to see you.
Hi, Maggie. How are you today?
Great, thank you. So just to start out, can you tell me a little bit about TVB and why it can be useful to auto dealers?
TVB is a non-for-profit trade association representing the television industry, primarily local TV across the U.S. And we represent the TV stations who have a strong partnership with both the car companies, the ad associations for the auto companies, as well as dealers. And we're a very effective partnership to help bring customers to car dealers.
That's great. So Steve, let's talk about successful auto company and dealer marketing and communication programs during the onset and peak of the COVID-19 pandemic this spring and summer.
Sounds good. So this was probably the most challenging year, as everyone knows, for the car companies, having the pandemic hit the industry in early March. And it was a dramatic change to communications and marketing strategies that had to take place in a very short order. The car companies responded very, very quickly to this with a communication strategy that reimagined themselves with repurpose, with the right tone. They focused their marketing on a commitment to the foundation of their company legacies with major new campaigns. And I'll give you some examples. GM came out with the CARES campaign, which focused on keeping the customers safe, connecting with customers, and providing economic activities to support customers, like deferred payments for 90 days. Ford matched with a lend a hand, which also showcased their commitment to the customer and to the dealer. And Toyota had We Are There For You. And Hyundai brought back an old campaign called their Assurance Job Loss to protect customers who might have lost their jobs during the early part of this pandemic. Others followed. They also all launched this new program with a zero financing over 72 months to kind of make an extremely attractive program for customers to come in, buy a car, and basically pay no interest for 6 years. They also, for Ford and GM, it was a commitment to the United States. With the help of the White House, they both committed to making medical supplies almost immediately, and then reinvented themselves and provided ventilators to hospitals and medical support to kind of support the pandemic in its heart of its outbreak. On the dealer side, the car companies and the dealers worked very strongly in collaborative efforts during the outbreak and the spread. Most of them married their messages. The dealers married their messages to the OEMs. They worked with state regulations to reinvent themselves. They discovered quickly that customers wanted to continue to buy cars and service their vehicles, so they amped up their digital platforms to become appointment calendars as well as selling platforms, and provided information and news as the months marched on. They added remote selling and servicing to accommodate customers' needs during the pandemic. They came to your house, picked up your car, they sold you a car to your home. The tone was very much in keeping with the times that we were in. And the television, local TV, was a very effective tool to emotionalize the dealer's commitment to the community and to their consumers. So it provided a very important marketing element to this program. The result of that is the sales revenue and profit margins were one of the highest in the industry this year. Sales recovered very quickly, and the profit margins for the dealers were extremely strong with their commitment to the customer.
Wow. Well, the dealers and the OEMs certainly handled this pandemic in such a great way, and we appreciate all of their hard work to offset these hardships. So let's discuss now how the auto brands market and dealers communicated to close out the 2020 calendar.
So everyone knows who's listening to this interview that the most important part of the car year is the December, the holiday period, running from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and the sales were ramping up throughout the summer and into the fall, and car companies needed to prepare but be very respectful of what was going on. So they came out with a new tone for their holiday ads, reflecting the new times that we're in. The tones were optimistic. They provided a family connection. They provided the legacy of the companies and the dealerships they were in. They had a new tonality, and they had new financial deals reflecting the times of the holidays. I'm going to bring up two kind of holiday ads that are reflected both the legacy of that whole program. Lexus started this program back 25 years ago with December to Remember. I was there at that time with the bow on the car. They provided a whole new look this year with a feel and a family connection that reflected the legacy of the ad, but also reflected the times we're in. Subaru had 13 years of Share the Love, which was providing $250 to one of 4 charities in every state, a commitment of the dealers as well as the car company, and that also was reinvented this year with a new tonality. The car companies also added kind of new genres of incentives. Buick and Jeep had employee prices this year, and Toyota and Honda and others had very aggressive leasing and zero financing deals as well. So it turned out to be a very successful December. Sales were 5% ahead of last year, reflecting the right way to communicate to customers and having the dealers work on that as well.
Yes, those ads were certainly meaningful this year, and we all enjoyed watching them. And looking ahead, finally, Steve, what is the outlook of focus for auto brands, industry companies, and dealer communications for 2021?
So that's a multi-part question. Let's start out by saying all car brands and dealers believe 2021 will be a dramatically better year than 2020 was. They all believe that they're starting off in a much better place. The industry is new and wants to reinvent itself, and they also they believe there's a new optimism for 2021. The focus for the car companies are ecology and product. I'm going to kind of give you 2 examples. Ford has initiated their Finish Strong program, which was a support to the community, a dedication to product and medical supplies creations, and also the focus that Ford is an ecology-focused company on product and plants. They also are in the midst of launching their biggest product launches in history, the Bronco, the flagship product, the Ford F-150 pickup, as well as the Mustang Mach-E, their all-electric sports crossover. GM just announced this week, along with the CES, their Everyone In campaign. For the first time in many decades, they have a brand new logo. They have a new commitment to electric vehicle adoption. Mary Barra this week spoke about zero emissions, zero accidents, and zero congestion as the long-term commitment of General Motors to the future of the auto industry and to the future of General Motors. And they believe they will have 20 plus new vehicles over the next 5 to 7 years that'll be all electric. The year is a year of new product launches. There are 27 new product launches this year across the whole spectrum of car brands. This is a big year for Ford, Nissan, Chevrolet, GMC, Jeep, and Toyota. So look for a very robust program of car launches this year, and it's going to support both bringing the customers back more in large groves to the dealerships, as well as getting dealers a new level of energy that they haven't seen in many, many years. And the tentpole events this year, typically for advertising, are the Super Bowl, which is at the end of this month, which brings large numbers of new creative campaigns for auto companies, and the Super Bowl. And after the Super Bowl this year, along with the normal activities of sales events, holiday events, we're going to have the Olympics coming back in the summer for the Tokyo Games. And that also is a big car advertising program. From a dealer point of view, I'm going to share with you that their dealer advertising will amp up this year as the recovery continues. They'll be more aggressive and market share focused. The battle will be in pickup trucks, sport utilities, and luxury crossovers. Digital marketing will become the mainstream way that consumers and dealers will communicate. This is a quality, not a quantity play. They need to focus on customer engagement, applications, and measurability to guide this expansion. But TV continues to be the brand building for both dealers and auto companies. Connecting the dealer to the digital platforms will be the key to success for dealers both this year and providing growth and recovery for 2021.
That's great, Steve. And it sounds like we really do have a lot to look forward to in 2021. Thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Steve. Now, what I got out of that is to find your customers where they are, which right now is in front of the TV.
Thanks again to TVB for all of your support of NADA Live Stage.